Hello and welcome to our MVLS Graduate Skills Award and Graduate School Support session as part of the University of Glasgow online postgraduate event today. There's other sessions running throughout today, so I'll share the event listing, which will take you to our website, and it's got our other sessions that are running across the college. So if you've got any questions linked to your to like accommodation or funding, there's lots of information that you can find throughout today. So we've got Jenna from our College of Medical Veterinary and Life Sciences Graduate School, and she's going to tell you all about the graduate school and the various services and support that's available. So Jenna, over to you.
Thank you, Naomi. And thank you, just to reiterate Naomi's welcome, thank you everyone for coming along today. So we are delighted that you're interested in joining our college. Today we are going to introduce you to the MVLS Graduate School and what to expect when you are studying on one of our postgraduate degrees here with us in the College of MVLS. So why MVLS? So when you join the College of MVLS, you'll be coming to a thriving college which provides our students with a rich, stimulating learning environment, and that prepares them for a wide variety of careers ranging from clinical medicine, veterinary medicine, biological and environmental science, and so on. So we've displayed some of our kind of rankings on screen, and all of our expertise are reflected within these rankings. So I think that's always handy, a nice visual to see, just the kind of breadth and experience across the college. So university structure. So the University of Glasgow is made up of 4 colleges. So it's organised throughout 4 colleges, and the College of MVLS is one of the 4 colleges in the university. So in the College of MVLS, each college is unique in their own way. They work together in a lot of things, but they're also unique and have their own specialisms and their own research disciplines within each of the colleges. So the College of MVLS is renowned for world-leading research and providing education to world-changing students. So we have a number of schools within our college, and each of them have a different area of specialism. So the purpose of the College of MVLS is to positively impact the major challenges that face society in Scotland, the UK, but also globally. So we deliver internationally leading research and outstanding education to our students. So I touched upon there that the school is made up, the college is made up of a number of schools, and these are handily displayed on screen. So any student who joins a programme that sits within MVLS, as well as being aligned to the College of MVLS, will also be aligned to the school as a school based on their specialism. And that's all determined by the programme of study that you undertake with us. So supporting each of the 8 schools displayed on the screen is the graduate school. And that is where our student support hub is. And that is where I am based and a number of my colleagues are based. And it's the heart of a lot of the support that goes on for each of the programmes within the college. So we support over 2,000 PGT students from initial application through to graduation. And so there is always a presence within the graduate school of staff available to speak to students. And it's, as I said, the kind of heart of the student support model. So more on the graduate school. So we have a dedicated team of programme administrators, and this enables face-to-face contact, something that students really appreciate, having a named person that they can go and meet with in person. We also can offer expert advice pertaining to all aspects of student life. So if on joining a programme of study in our college, you're unsure about anything, if you don't have information, if you just want to see a friendly face and make sure that you're on the right path, then our dedicated team of programme administrators would be your first point of call. So you would be introduced to your programme administrator during your first week of study. During the induction week, they will make contact with you, and that will then establish your named contact with your administrator. We also within the graduate school have a wealth of expert advice available. So our world leading academic staff are on hand to provide this level of advice. The college provides you with access to state-of-the-art facilities and world-class researchers and offers over 50 postgraduate top programmes to graduates from a range of clinical veterinary medicine and biomedical backgrounds. So there's this huge kind of hub that sits at the heart of it. From a support mechanism, we have fantastic support services. The advising service within the College of MVLS is absolutely fantastic. So all PGT students are given a named academic advisor of studies, and they're usually involved in the teaching and coordination of your programme of study, and they can also provide support and guidance during your academic studies at the University of Glasgow. In addition to our advising service, pastoral care is also available via our student support officer. We have a dedicated student support officer who's based within the graduate school, and their name is Maurice, and you would meet Maurice at induction. Maurice will come along and present to students and is available to have appointments. They can help with a whole range of things. So any difficulties or issues that you may encounter during your studies, Maurice is able to support you through that. Whilst we would love to say in an ideal world that students will come here and they won't encounter any difficulties throughout their studies, we appreciate that human life takes over a lot of things, and we can prepare excellent programmes of study, but we know that no matter what happens, students will require support, be that with accommodation, financial, mental health and well-being, study skill support. And so Maurice is there and provides excellent signposting to some of the services, but also is able to link students into our specialist university services such as counselling and disability services. So Maurice plays a pivotal part in our graduate school support, and is a very friendly face again that is there to support students through any difficulties that they may encounter. Student experience underpins everything that we do. So in addition to our advising service and our student support officer, our programme administrators and our excellent academic staff, we want you to have an excellent experience beyond the books. So you'll have opportunities to engage with extracurricular activities throughout your studies. So the university has over 300 affiliated clubs and societies, and an excellent sports programme and 2 campus unions. So you should never be stuck for something to do when you need a break from your studies. There should always be something to get involved in. In the graduate school, we also offer extracurricular activities specifically for our MVLS PGT students. So we had a ceilidh, which for those of you unfamiliar with that term is a Scottish dancing. It's very much fun. You don't need to be an expert in any way, and it is a really good time. And so it's traditional Scottish dancing, usually with traditional Scottish music. And so we had a ceilidh for all of our MVLS PGT students at the Hilton in Glasgow in November, and it was very well attended. The students had an excellent time, particularly those who had never been to a ceilidh before. I think how much fun it was had across the board was lovely to see. We're also in the process of planning our MVLS summer PGT barbecue. So this will take place in 2 weeks. We're hoping for some sunshine, but that's never guaranteed in Glasgow. So we're planning away for that right now, and looking forward to a huge turnout from our student body and our academic and administrative colleagues. So there's lots going on in terms of beyond the central organised activities and the activities that you can opt into. There's things specific for our MVLS PGT students as well that we put on that are very much appreciated, and the feedback is fantastic. So if you do join us, I think that I would definitely encourage you to come along to some of our events, because they are a great time had by all. So on arrival to the University of Glasgow, just to make sure that you are having the best possible start to your academic life, we host a mix of live and recorded events during induction week, and these are then supplemented by online induction content. So we have our dean would attend and our induction and introduce themselves and give you a bit of an overview of the graduate school and what to expect in your studies. And then we have lots of support services and information that would be helpful for you, that we believe to be helpful to you for your studies. And beyond that, we have huge online content that can help you settle into Glasgow, the University of Glasgow. And I think the feedback the feedback we've had from that has been very positive too. So again, if you do join us, I would definitely encourage you to come along to our induction session. Okay, so I touched upon extracurricular activities, and one thing that we do offer is an MVLS Graduate Skills Award. So this is our personal development and skills programme that's open to all MVLS PGT students. It provides a framework for postgraduate students to gain formal recognition for extracurricular activities undertaken during your time in Glasgow. So the award provides students with the opportunity to develop the skills needed to succeed in the workplace through a range of lectures and a series of workshops. And it's an excellent way to become part of our thriving PGT community. And it really does help students to enhance personal and professional skills and prepare for future success. So if you were to sign up for our Graduate Skills Award, you would be required to complete a range of activities that fall under our 3 pillars: passionate, professional and progressive. And after completing the activities under each pillar, you're required to reflect on your experience and document this as a final reflective log. And that's submitted at the end of the programme. And thereafter, you would be awarded a Graduate Skills Award certificate, and you would also have recognition on your here, which is your transcript for those unfamiliar with that term. So registration opens for the Graduate Skills Award shortly after you are enrolled on the programme. So we will have an information session and we'll invite all the students along. We're there to answer questions and make sure that students are aware and reassured going into it that they know what they're going into. The students that do undertake the Graduate Skills Award are very complimentary of it. They see the benefit in doing it and they also enjoy it. So we put on bespoke events purely for students doing Graduate Skills Award. So off the top of my head, the most recent events that we've had was an alumni event. So we had some alumni come to talk to students about what they'd done with their degree post-qualification. So we had some who had went into academia coming along to see what their journey looked like and how they got to that, and some who went into industry post-qualification. And so it gave a really nice balance and perspective, and the students valued and could see that often what might look like on paper was a linear journey wasn't in reality, and that's okay. And there's many different routes and things. You may think that you're committed to a certain path and then suddenly pivot, and that is okay. And so we have lots of events throughout the year for the Graduate Skills Award. And although that we'll provide timetables at the start of the year with activities, we get to know of activities that could be good for inclusion in the Graduate Skills Award throughout the year. And so we're routinely adding new activities into the award for students, and they can self-select based on their own interest what they would like to do with that. So if you do join us, I would definitely encourage you to come along and sign up for our Graduate Skills Award. It's really meaningful and valuable, and I think you would get a lot out of it, as have our previous and current students. And I thought it would be nice to finish on a student destination. So the university is keen for students to be future world changers. And so I wanted to share a snapshot of the destinations that some of our graduates have been on to post-qualification. So you'll see a whole range of different organisations on screen. And that's just a very small snapshot of some of the destinations that our graduates have ended up at. Thank you. I think that's all for me. If anybody's got any questions, I'm happy to take them.
Jenna, could I just ask, you mentioned induction,
Yes.
and just to not panic people, they've not missed anything. Those dates haven't been shared yet, but I
No.
wonder when that information will be shared.
No, absolutely. You have not missed anything at all. So once we get an idea of final student numbers, we will be sending that information out. It tends to come out during around August, just prior to registration opening or just as registration opens. So absolutely no one has missed anything to do with induction. We will circulate all of our communications to that in August.
Perfect. And I know that you'll likely receive a lot of communications from us, from directly from the college as well as centrally. So I know it's a lot, but try and just keep up on that. We're not just sending you silly things, we're sending you important information. So things like for your accommodation and visas and things like that. So do keep an eye on that and don't miss anything of importance.
Absolutely.
We do have some time, so please do use our chat box to ask any questions that you have, or if you'd like any more information.
Happy to take questions on anything that you are wanting to ask and not sure where to. We can even point you in the right direction. So feel free to ask anything that you think might be helpful that you've been wondering but not sure of the answer to.
Yeah, and today we've got our postgraduate online event, so there is other sessions taking place. So we had a question of someone asking about accommodation. There is an accommodation session that starts at 2 o'clock, and I've shared the sort of program schedule in the chat box too. So there's a couple other sessions still to take place, and there's a couple of sort of chat boxes that are open as well, just to try and answer any sort of questions you've got specific to your own application, or if you're waiting for anything from admissions and things. So yeah, there's lots happening today. For the MVLS Graduate Skills Award, could you give us an example of some of the sort of tasks that the students take part in?
Yeah, of course. So we have three pillars, as I mentioned. So we have the um, passionate pillar, which mainly centres either around volunteering or around prizes, and so applying for prizes. So our volunteering, it would be 15 hours of volunteering that you would do with any organisation. And that could be one that we've kind of identified, or if you already have an interest in a certain area, then you can go out and find your own volunteering opportunity. There's no requirement on what that is or what it looks like, as long as you've completed 15 hours of volunteering whilst being a registered student at the University of Glasgow in your PGT programme. So often we get students that say, well, I did this in the summer before I joined, or I'm going to be doing this at the end, but we need that volunteering to have taken place during your studies, your PGT studies in the College of MVLS. You don't need to do them all in a block. You could do an hour a week, or you could do them 1 hour with one organisation and 14 hours with another. You could do it over multiple, as long as you have undertaken 15 hours of volunteering, that would satisfy the requirements for the passionate pillar. For the professional pillar, there's a range of activities that we're constantly adding to. So we have, at the start of the year, we do have timetables with some suggested activities that students might want to be involved in, but equally, if there are any that the student identifies themselves, then we're happy to take ideas. So professional centres around being committed to sharing work openly and actively, and seeking out opportunities to collaborate with local and international partners. So some of the examples that we provided at the start of the year were good laboratory practice, introduction to patient and public involvement and engagement, which we're just about to offer out, research integrity, science events and talks in Glasgow, becoming an MVLS alumni ambassador. And that's just an example of some. That's not an exhaustive list. That is purely a snapshot of what could be. And for progressive, we're looking for things that would benefit and enhance Glasgow, the west of Scotland, and the global community wherever possible. So this could be a whole range of different activities. We have lots of communicating science, statistics for scientists, your future careers and employability, science writing, advanced critically, academic citizenship. There's lots of different activities. It's not a one size fits all. And if there's anything that you come across throughout your studies or you think this might work and could I get credit for the award for this, then we are completely open and looking happy to receive any ideas from students that they may come across.
I think that's really good, isn't it? Because it means that you can kind of tailor it to what you're interested in, or if there's any kind of gaps that you think that you've got in your sort of CV or that, you could then pick opportunities up to fill those gaps.
Absolutely. I think we designed it in the way that we have so that it was student-led, student self-selected, and the students are at the heart of it. The award is for them to benefit them and not for us to say this is what we think that will work for you. So we've tried to make it as wide and as open as possible for students to let us know what they would like to do. So we're always happy to hear of any suggestions for inclusion in the award.
And someone's asked about if we could tell them more about the sort of how it helps them progress. So, what kind of skills do students sort of, I suppose, gain that helps them then in their future careers or further study?
So we're trying to make students aware. What we had recognised that graduate attributes, whilst we believed that we were equipping students with graduate attributes, this is enhancing the graduate attributes that we already are equipping students with. So letting students, the reflective piece is particularly important. I think a lot of focus from students often goes on the actual activities themselves, but we see of equal importance the reflective piece at the end of the year that's submitted alongside the activities. It lets the students see what they have benefited directly from and participate in these things that they may otherwise not have done. So that's really helpful. I think the the fact that the students are then have this added to their transcript is it serves them well for when applying for jobs. And they can say that they've done this in addition to their master's study alongside it.
Yeah, which I suppose in itself, being able to manage both of them is quite a skill. We actually had a few questions as well in our session before this one about people asking about class sizes. And I know those vary, don't they, from programme to programme. We've got some of our bigger programmes, and then we've got some of our smaller, more niche programmes. And then that'll obviously vary year on year, depending what's popular, because I know that sometimes one programme is more popular one year to the next, depending, I suppose, what's happening externally. If people had questions about what the typical class size was, would that be a question that would be suitable to send to the kind of programme administrator email address to get a bit of an idea?
Yeah, absolutely. I would encourage anybody to reach out to the programme administrator. I can't stress enough that they are a fantastically knowledgeable and helpful team of people. And so questions of that nature could definitely be directed to the programme administrator, who would be delighted to hear from you.
Great. I'll pop a little the email address because that question there was for cardiovascular sciences, but all the email addresses are listed on the programme web pages, so do get in touch. And like Jenna says, they're a brilliant team and they're so knowledgeable. They know a lot, and if you need anything, they just know who to send you to. And if they don't, they know who to ask that can give you that information, which is always really helpful. You'll not be stuck. I don't know if you would be able to touch, Jenna. There's loads of different services and support that's available for our students. And sometimes, if someone's struggling, they maybe don't realise that that service is there. So I suppose the graduate school, knowing that there's contacts there, that's a good point to start. But could you tell us maybe about some of the support that's available?
Yeah, I think that the beauty, if you like, of the graduate school is that although we have lots of different people whose main responsibility may be, for example, Maurice in student support and Dr. Elaine Huston is our chief advisor, everybody works very close together. So we are in constant communication, making sure that we are providing the best service for our students. So we have, as I said, a student support officer who is based in the graduate school who you can pop in and see, you can make an appointment with, you can email, you can get in touch in a variety of different ways with. We have our programme administrators, we have our advising service, which comprises a chief advisor and lots of advisor of studies. But beyond that, we also have central services. So we have things like counselling, psychological services, where students can register to receive counselling through that service. There are also kind of counselling and mental health master classes available that students can sign up for and take part in. Some of them are online live, there's online resources. And we have a disability service. So any student who believes that they may have a disability, has a diagnosis for a disability, is unsure if anything of that nature, we would absolutely encourage students to get in touch with the disability service even prior to arrival. The earlier we know about what would be helpful for you to receive to make you succeed during your time with us, the better we can make sure we plan ahead and that we've factored that in to give you the student experience that we would be keen to deliver to you, that we want to deliver to you. And so we have counselling, disability, we have lots of central services, we have a student finance hub, we have a financial aid team, so they deal with a whole raft of different things, but if any students get into financial difficulty, they can help out at that point. We have a safeguarding team, which is mostly for students who are having issues that may mean that they're not able to engage with study as they would like to, then the safeguarding team can engage with that team. And there is support across every avenue of the university. I mean, I think the model that's been developed has been worked on for some time, and I think it is quite comprehensive, the support that is on offer. We've tried to capture everything and build it in, and I think it starts from the ground up. So you have your first point of contact, and they're very well connected to all of these support services to make sure that you're getting the support that you require to make you succeed in your studies.
Yeah, and the support's there, so don't be shy. Do ask for any help that you think you might need. One of the questions in the chat box, and I don't actually think we covered it, and it's probably a good one to mention, is for the Graduate Skills Award. When does registration open for that? How do you apply? Is that induction time, or could you tell us a wee bit more about that process?
Yeah, so the registration opens typically in October. So what we try to do is get you through registration enrollment, get you settled into having done a few weeks of teaching, and then we launch the Graduate Skills Award. So it typically happens in October, and prior to that, it will just before registration opens, we'll do a induction an overview information session, if you like, for our Graduate Skills Award. So we run that usually early October, and then we open the award a few days after that. And at that point, so I'm the main point of contact for the Graduate Skills Award, and I'm happy to take any questions from any students, anything that they're unclear about or felt that they didn't want to ask during the meeting, then please just get in touch with me, because I'm happy to receive questions, answer them, and make sure that we're getting the right answers to you and that you're clear in what you're doing. So don't ever be afraid to contact. But
And someone's asked, is it a competitive process? Is there a sort of limited number of spaces?
no, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a competitive process. We try to make the awards open to any MVLS PGT student. So when we say that you're applying, it's more you're registering for the award. Maybe I've used the wrong terminology there, but there's a kind of online registration form, and from there, then you would be enrolled in the award. I think it's important as well that if a student signs up for the Graduate Skills Award and feels it's too much for them, that they can also take a step back. There's no one's going to be hounding you or making you feel that you should have completed it. It's a self-directed and student-led award, and so there's no issue at all if it feels that it's getting too much alongside your masters, because we would always want your main focus to be on your masters, and this is just alongside it.
Yeah, and like dropping out of that won't impact your grades or anything for your master's program, so don't worry about that either.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Well, we've managed to cover off all those questions that have came through there, and we're just coming up to 1 o'clock, Jenna. So thanks very much for taking the time out of your day. I know you've got a lot on, a lot of students to be helping, so thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us. And like Jenna said, if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. If it's anything specific about your programme, you can find the programme administration email addresses on all the programme web pages, and there's a link there in the chat. And if you're stuck for you don't know who to email, I've popped just a generic PGT inbox that we've got there that a few of us have got access to, so do get in touch that way and we can point you in the right direction. But yeah, thanks again, Jenna, and hopefully we'll see you all come September. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.